Dum, 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 dum,
Space between, space between, space between, space between.
Yeah. Had to give you a little pause there. It's your boy, Young Pause Bitch.
Oh,
I'm Pat Shand.
do the thing.
I forgot the thing. Oh, yeah.
Hello. This is the Space Between podcast, where we talk about the space between life and death. I mean,
yeah.
passion and business.
Yeah.
Heaven and hell.
You know what's funny?
I'm your host, Pat Shand.
That's it. I don't say I'm your host.
Oh,
I'm
I'm your boy, Pat Shand.
I would never fucking say I'm your host. Who am I? Bob Bricaire? Okay. Who am I?
What do you say? I hear it every time.
Who am I? Pat Sajak? You know. Who am I? Alex Trebek? You know. By the way, I'm just gonna tell you right now, before you introduce yourself, that Alex Trebek, who is first and foremost a Canadian, and second, he is the host of Jeopardy for a long time now, and he third is someone who has pancreatic cancer, and his announcement about it, and also his interview talking about his impending death. I'm just gonna say this dude has made me cry twice recently.
Really?
Yep. Alex Trebek is one of those guys who, and we'll introduce you once
It's not necessary.
once the important stuff is out of the way.
Forget it.
But Alex Trebek is one of those guys where either he was a part of my family, and honestly, I feel like if he wasn't a part of your family, fuck you. You know, is how I feel about it.
All right. I'm Amy Shand. So anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, so I have, before I forget, I just want to do my little bullet points really fast.
Yeah.
Go into them. 1, I saw one of our good friends and one of our great fans, great friend, great fan, at work today. And I haven't seen him in months, it feels like. Yeah. So I stopped what I was doing. I walked around the counter. I gave him a hug. Then I took his drink sticker and I made his drink. And I love that his drink only says like venti mocha frap with 2 shots. So if anyone else were to get it, they wouldn't do the mocha drizzle on top. But I know him.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't want to be like too nitpicky
Right.
and say more things on his order, I feel like, because he's very like concise.
Yeah.
But I put the drizzy on there. So
But you know what he wants though.
at least that's what he used to like. So I hope he still does.
I know he does.
So yeah.
Who we're talking about is a gentleman named Zach O'Connor.
Oh yeah.
And didn't even say his name. You gotta
sorry.
put some respect on his name. Now Zach O'Connor is
So.
he's a bearded man. Okay.
Oh yeah, and his beard was looking so fresh.
He is he expertly navigates trucks on the road.
Mm-hmm.
He is a graphic novel and comics fan.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of our greatest supporters. He once even he commissioned a couple items actually. He has a polo shirt with a character created by Amy embroidered in.
So like it all started when I made him his specific clay character.
Yeah.
And that's been like the centerpiece of most of his like artwork and stuff that he gets done.
Oh, yeah.
Because that one is specific to his drink.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I first made for him. And then he named it Frappy because
did.
it's a Frappuccino's drink. And so this Frappy character, first it was on a shirt, like embroidered, looked super cool. And he wore that to a convention, I feel.
He's worn it to at least the convention. Also, the first time I saw it was actually I was either a signing that I was doing alone or a signing it could have been the signing that I did with Ryan Fassett to launch Modern Dread. He came through and he had that shirt on, that fresh shirt.
Nice.
And in fact, if we had a bigger operation, I would want to mass produce that shirt because it's beautiful. He has a tattoo of the character.
Then he got his first tattoo of that character Frappy on his leg, and it looks super awesome.
Yeah.
So that's great. Then he had He's just like, he's the epitome of a friend who's like super supportive.
Oh yeah,
You know,
absolutely. And he
anything that he can do,
yeah,
he'll do for us.
When you turn 36 on your birthday, Zach O'Connor.
That's not my age.
Oh, how old are you now?
18. Just kidding.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
Well, it's finesse.
Very good.
That's
no,
finesse.
Listen. On Amy's, I'm going to actually accurately say 25th birthday. Zach O'Connor had commissioned a cake, and the cake was in the shape of a clownster that Amy had created, Polly. And let me tell you something.
I almost didn't want to eat it.
Oh, same. Because it just, it felt like we were kind of murdering Polly. It felt like someone had caught Polly and they were doing a Thanksgiving dinner version of her.
It was like a pet size, life size Polly.
And to be honest, like Clownsters is a kid's book, so if Polly were to get split open in the book, there wouldn't be blood and guts in her. Probably, I mean, it would be more likely cake. So it was pretty accurate to if we were actually devouring Polly. But what was good about the cake, I thought, was this: things don't always function on two levels equally, right? To me, when we got the cake, I was like, man, it's enough that it's in the shape of Polly. It's a piece of art. The cake doesn't even have to be good. And that bitch was good.
It's delicious.
It was good. It was real. I remember the taste of it now. I remember the smooth buttercream between the I'm not sure what the outside is called.
Like confection or whatever.
Something. It's a word like fondue, I think. But fondue is cheese, so probably not
But
that.
I know what you... Fondant.
Fondant. Yeah. I mean, for sure think of a better name. Fondant sounds like the name of a person who makes fondue for a living. So the buttercream between the fondant and the actual cake batter. Oh, Zach's here right now. Zach.
No, we were just talking about
Hey,
you.
Zach, we were just talking about you. We were just talking about your
still are.
exploits. Zach is here in the live stream comments here. Yeah, I was just finishing talking about how you got a polo shirt made for Clownsters. You got the tattoo. You saw Amy today, and you presented us with a delicious cake. And Zach confirms, listen. I know that many people here, right? Many people who watch the show after on YouTube don't give a about the fact that the comments are working, but the comments are working live. I see Zach's
care.
comments. I care.
Cool,
Amy
so the
cares.
update worked.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so the second thing on the list. See, I already I'm the worst. I got a new car.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's on my list, too.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And then I was telling you before we started the podcast a story.
Okay.
And it's awesome because it's hard. Okay. I
Spit
feel
it
like I have
out.
to like go back and like explain myself, but I'll
Yeah.
just try to be short. So
Okay. I mean, you don't gotta be short. You can just do it.
at work, especially at work, because that's like where I spend most of my time with other people that's not you.
Okay.
It really depends on the way that you do your job. Is like a ratio of how much I like you.
Oh, hold on. Can I interject?
Like, it doesn't matter how nice you are, you can still piss me the fuck off at work.
Is this a continuation of when you said that if you are someone who's doing your job at work, that you are the best coworker to have with
I'm
them?
fun to work with, yes.
Okay. Because you won't be pissed off.
I won't, and I'll help you, and I will be, festive and shit, because this is my story today. This one I realized. I was like, you know what? I do feel bad all the time when I get home about the way I was acting toward people. But then someone comes along, and there's been a couple lately, because we've been getting a couple of new people, who just gets it, and just, like, learns the job.
Yeah.
Like, there's this one chick, Emily. She's doing so good. This guy, Brian's been around for a while. He never says anything because he's so quiet. But he's just so, like, pleasant to work with because he's clean. He's always doing something productive.
Yeah.
He makes you, like, want to help him when he's around. And then today, one of the only things he really said to me was at the end of his shift, because we've been working every, like, Friday, Saturday together, whatever.
Yeah.
He goes, do you work tomorrow? I go, yeah. He goes, you know what it is? And I go, what? Because I'm, like, at work, just, like, whatever. He goes, Siren Saturday.
Oh, shit.
And I thought to myself, yes.
Those are some of the hashtags that Amy uses. She's into mermaids,
Because,
you know?
like, I just don't like to get bored. So on Mondays and on Saturdays, I still have, like, temporary scale tattoos from Halloween and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll just do my makeup, like, different, like, you know, sea colors sometimes and do scales and everything. And all day I just joke around about it. Like, everything is a mermaid joke. Everything's a siren joke.
Yeah.
And, like, he keyed into
Wait,
that.
so Monday is Mermaid Monday.
Yes.
Tuesday.
Tail Flip
Tail
Tuesday.
Flip Tuesday. That
but
one
I
I
don't
know.
really go that hard on every day of the week. It's just Monday and Saturday,
Yeah.
really.
Okay.
But then and then Michelle, the other lady, she's like, that's when we named all the days of the week. Because I like her too, and we're like, we get along.
Yeah.
But like some people, they just like, they annoy me, and I feel bad because I'm being rude to them. But then some days, it's a good team, and I just get along with everyone, and I feel not so bad because then it like reminds me of like the fun things that we do, and like how I do get along with people. Because I always dwell on like, you know, tiffs that I have and like comments that I make and stuff, and like tensions that like go on at work and stuff. But for the most part, it's fun. So that was good.
And you're also, I mean, I think that everyone has this, and this is something that I wanted to talk about too at some point on the podcast, is let me know in the comments on live or even on YouTube if you can relate to this. The idea that when you're out, right, and you're alone and you pass a group and you hear them laughing, I think a natural instinct is to think that they're making fun of you or like laughing at you, and that's that's just a bit of anxiety. I think that's pretty common in people.
Yeah.
Amy will have that about someone she knows for years. You know?
And it'll be more in depth. Like, it won't be like, oh, she was laughing at me. It'll be like something more specific. Like, she did this and this and this to make me feel this way, or didn't think about that.
And for
I
you,
think it's like specific to me.
Yeah, you think it's I think that you think more that it's like a reaction to something that you did. Like there was the time recently that you were at the pool and you saw
Oh my God, yeah.
you saw one of the manager ladies through the glass sort of gesticulating angrily and kind of yelling at the lifeguard. And you were the only one person in the pool and two mermaid ever in the pool. Because Amy came equipped with that tail, you know? She had her legs bound by a rubber fin.
I like to swim in it.
And she put, I mean, if you've seen it
said
on the podcast.
bound.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, her legs are together, you know? It's like she's one of those, I mean, how do I say it without being canceled? There's that old practice of foot binding, you know, right?
Not really.
And-
it's comfortable.
And together, Amy binds her feet
No, I just
together
You're
instead
sick.
of, you know.
That's not what happens.
But instead of to make them small, she does it to make herself aquatic, and she'll put this. I mean, it's been on the podcast before.
Yeah, I showed it.
Yeah. We've shown this. I'm not sure what episode, so I can't direct you there. But essentially, she has a mermaid tail, and she swims around like a mermaid. And one gym before had treated her as if that's a crazy idea to do. So ever since then, she's been really concerned.
Yeah, it was like a rec center. The lady was like, "Ugh, no.
Yeah.
Like that.
Definitely. And in this gym, when we asked if we could do it, the guy there, who seemed like this was a question he would never thought he'd get.
He seemed
right?
confused.
Yeah.
He's like, what?
When we explained it, he was like, oh, yeah, I don't see that being a problem. And ever since then, I think it's the mixture of that one denial and his sort of like light confirmation, like light puzzled confirmation. Ever since then, you've kind of been waiting for the hammer to drop.
Yeah,
you know?
like, I don't know. He's like, kind of like, I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah.
Yeah, I think we explained it pretty well. I think by the end, here's my opinion. He knew what we were talking about because we described it. He just didn't think it was a thing until that.
And like, I warmed them up to the tail because for the first couple weeks, I just went with just the fin.
Oh, yeah.
Then I brought the tail because I was like, we'll see. And then one day I was super confident because the lifeguard was like, do you want me to move this lane, remember, to make it bigger for me?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, hell yeah, because he knew that I like to have more space.
Yeah, I'm watching him, by the way.
But I forgot even which one it was. But then there's a few of them, like 5. And then,
It's a lot.
but not all at once, of course.
Yeah.
Just different days. But,
Huh.
sorry.
Just a different dolls.
So anyway,
Get to the fucking
I just got
point.
super self-conscious, so I didn't
Yeah.
go back to the pool for like a week.
Yeah.
And then last time I went was fine, but I've just been so busy with work that I haven't gone in a couple days. But it's okay. I've been tired. Whew.
Is that all of your bullets?
I believe so.
I do want to get back to the car in a little bit.
Yeah.
But hold on. I
I
have
know
some.
it's on your list.
I have some bullets too because we had I had one and then we had one together. We've had some conflicts recently, not between the two of us.
I feel like we always have these stories now.
I'll tell you this.
We're full of conflict.
It was Pokemon Go, a colossal event ticket day. Now, if you don't play Pokemon Go, what this means is that you pay $8 and you get a special task to do on the game, right? Yeah, you spend that fucking cake. And people were bitching about that actually. And well,
$8.
all I have to say is that one, the game gives you so much for free. 2, if you're worried about $8, get your money up. And 3, I'm realizing now that I tend to always make lists when I speak, and that I'm going to try to be less bulleted.
He's a
as far as
ranker.
that goes, you know? Yeah.
He's like ranker.com.
I'm ranked daddy, yo. So,
Gigi's so cute.
yeah, she's cute. For those who can't see, which is everyone except us, our cat Chi-Chi is up on the bookcase, and I gotta say, it is cute. But the way that she's looking at us is very mischievous, and I'm starting to get pissed. Okay?
Yeah, she has an evil stare in her
Yeah,
eye.
I'm starting to get pissed because I don't want to get up right now. We're settled into this podcast, and once she starts biting something or knocking something over, I'm ready to throw down. Okay? So, speaking of throw down, I pulled into the Port Jefferson parking lot, where is the place where I've chosen to play Pokemon Go today. And the task of the day is to do a bunch of raids and to have fun. It's the whole plan to have fun. I had gotten all of my work for the week done. I made sure I had no work at all to do on Saturday so I could be that playboy, okay? I'm just out there playing Pokemon Go all day, having fun. Just being that grown bearded child, okay? And I pull into the parking lot. And as I do, I realize there are a few more cars there than usual, but there are, because usually during this time of the year, the parking lot is, it's next to empty.
Yeah, like outdoor season is over.
Definitely. Now, there are a few scattered spots here. Now, I pull into a lane where there are 4 or 5 spots, and there's a car turning along the lane as I'm pulling into my spot. I think nothing of this, because I'm a human being, you know? I tend to think that anyone in my situation would think nothing of this. But there was one person who did think something of it, okay?
Oh, she really did.
I got out of my car. As I'm organizing my chargers for my phone to keep it fresh for the game, a lady comes up to me, and I can tell from the look in her eyes and the creases along her lips that she wanted all the smoke.
She was ready.
Oh, yeah.
Keep yawning.
She approached me. She wanted to fucking make some brisket in me. You know, she wanted all the fucking smoke. She came to me and she said, I don't even know how she started. Oh, no, she said, I do. She said, you gotta cut me off there, like that. She didn't even, like...
She said, you kind of cut me off there?
Yeah, she didn't even bring up... She didn't say, hey, excuse me. She started, hey, you kind of cut me off there. And
Long Island.
and I was taken aback. I had to think about it for a second, and in thinking about it, you know, sometimes when a young man thinks, he looks to the side a little bit. He's like, you know? So I looked to the side, and in my peripheral, I saw 3 other open spots within a few yards of my car. So I said to her, no, I mean, I was pulling into that spot as you were in the other side of the lane. And she goes, I was going to pull into that spot. And remembering what I had just seen with my fucking eyes, said, there are spots all over here. What are you talking about? And she said, well, I was going into that one, and you were texting on your phone or something. And I was like, no, I wasn't. I was pulling into the spot, and you were on the other side of the lane, closer to the other open spots we're talking about. And she said, well, I thought you must have been because you cut me off. And I was like, well, I wasn't. And hey, look at this. I was headed to the spot which I'd picked before you turned into the lane. And she goes, okay, well, I didn't know that. And then I replied, hey, you know what? If I was in your situation, I wouldn't assume the worst of you. But you assume the worst of me. And she replies, oh, don't make this into something that it's not. I was just saying something. Ooh, our cat's screaming right now. Because I'm screaming. That's why.
Yeah, he's tense.
So she said, don't make this into something it isn't. I was just saying something. And I said to her as she walked away, finish with me. Your boy not finished with her. I said, well, you fucking shouldn't have.
You can't just say something and not expect a response.
Let me tell you something.
You're gonna be quiet?
Let me tell you something. If you're gonna fight with me over a parking spot when there are multiple parking spots in the lot that are closer to you, I'm not backing down.
Yeah, she could have easily just parked somewhere else.
And I told...
and not said shit. That conversation was so long for no reason.
It didn't need to happen. I told the guard, too, I said... Because a guard, as she walked away, came over to see if everything was all right, to diffuse the tension so late. He came over, and he asked what happened, and I said, you better watch that lady, because she's starting shit with people. And if I were just a little bit crazier, she would have had a problem. And it's true. It's true. In fact, if I had someone else with me, she might have had a pretty big problem.
Are you saying that I'm a little bit crazier than you?
I mean, would you say that?
Yeah.
Then yeah. Yeah. But there was a different situation that day that we had that I thought you handled.
I did pretty well there.
Beautifully. Because
I was too tired for that shit.
If you said one thing, I knew it would go sour.
That's why I didn't.
You didn't say one word. And I thought you handled it fucking deliciously.
You know what's so funny too?
What?
Now that I think about it, since I wasn't saying one word, he didn't even think to ask me the question. He asked it about me to you.
And let's be clear. Let's be clear.
That's how you know I'm crazier.
The question was always about you. But we'll break it down, okay? We'll break it down. So, we're in Starbucks. Because Amy, she's an addictive personality, she works at Starbucks, and she also buys her paycheck's worth of Starbucks, So we got Starbucks. But I will say, she gets a beautiful discount, which is very helpful to me personally.
Run with cold brew, okay?
It's true. So, we're there. Taking a wee little break from Pokemon. And in my head, I'm already thinking it's going on too long. I'm trying to get back right fucking now, okay? What's over there?
Nothing.
What's happening over? It's rat stuff? Amy has been really obsessing about her rats recently, and I gotta say it's infuriating.
Go on.
She believes that her rats are in a horrible condition, when I believe that they are in the top 99.99999 percentile of rat conditions in the world. Or maybe like 0.0001% is the way to say that. Okay. I don't really know math at all. Okay. Or numbers. But
or numbers.
We're at Starbucks. And we're drinking kefisa, which is how we call coffee. And we've drank kefisa in this place at least 3 times. Now, 2 of those times, there's been a customer there. he seems to be regular, but his regular appearances in Starbucks, that's the only regular thing about this motherfucker.
Yeah.
He has a high pitched voice, and I'll introduce it when he says what he says to us.
Something's wrong with him.
We hear just high pitched. I'm just gonna say it, jibber jabber from him to the baristas when we're there the whole time he's there. And as this is going on, Amy whispers to me, "I couldn't work here. I'd kill this guy." And then very soon after, this guy
Like magic.
comes to interact with us. And let me tell you something. If this guy had said, "Hey, how's it going?" You know what I'd say? "Hey, what's up, man?"
Same.
He didn't say that, though. He came over to us. And with his eyes askew, as he attempted to look at me in the eye, he said, "Causing any trouble?"
Just like that. It sounds just like that. I don't know what's wrong with his vocal cords.
Yeah. They're probably wound a bit tight, you know? And Amy doesn't answer. She sips her coffee. And
My jaw clenched, you know?
my blood's boiling already. Because what a weird thing to say, start a conversation, because it puts me in a weird place, okay?
How do you answer that?
There's no way to answer that without engaging in the weirdness. You can either play along and say, "Oh, ha ha ha, yeah," but then you're in that, you know.
Yeah.
He pulled you
He
in.
won.
Yeah. So he says, "Causing any trouble?" And I look at him with his I'd say distinct lack of a neck. He's kind of like a snowman. He's head, body, you know.
I can't even picture what he looks like because I didn't even look at him.
Oh, I can picture him very well. He looks kind of like, yeah, I mean, the perfect example, snowman, except flesh instead of snow, you know, head, body. And this guy says,
Head, body. You know that?
no, what's that?
The fighter?
No. Oh, yeah, with Christian Bale. Yeah. The training
And
scene,
Marky
right?
Mark.
Yes.
Head, body, head.
He says, "Causing any trouble?" And I'm like, should I just end this? Maybe if I just don't accept this, he'll stop.
Mm-hmm.
So I say,
You wish.
no, that's not what I said.
I know, but...
Yeah. I said, what did I say the first time? Because he said it multiple times. I think I said, "What?"
Yeah, or like, what does that mean?
No, yeah. I think first I was like, "Huh? What?" Just gave him a chance to change what he said, you know. And then he repeats, "Causing any trouble?" And I'm furious. Because I don't want to engage in this. And I go, What do you mean?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm just joking around."
Making a joke?
And I said, "Oh, what's the joke?" And he said, "Oh, I said causing any trouble." And we're just drinking our coffee. Couldn't be causing less trouble. In fact, he's the one causing the trouble.
I think maybe that's the joke.
Oh, no. I don't think there's a real joke here.
Yeah, no. Dude,
Oh, Neil.
what
cat.
is going on with him?
I hope the camera gets this so you can see how it really is.
It's insane.
You see him being cute online. You see what we show. This is part of him too, okay? Neely, stop.
The dark side.
So he goes, I say, "What's the joke?" He says, "Oh, I'm just asking, causing any trouble?" So I say, "No." And then he looks to Amy, who is
like
saying
this.
nothing.
He's here. I'm like this. Looking this way. He's here. I'm looking this way.
And at this point, customers are looking at us, feeling that tent seat.
Because,
Oh,
like-
you know?
When I'm angry, it literally, and we've talked about this before, comes off of me in waves to the point where nobody wants to be, or everyone can feel it.
Oh yeah.
Like at work, no one wants to talk to me. Nobody wants to be around me.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to say shit. You can just see it in my eyes and just feel it coming off like in heat waves.
I mean, yeah, you are a bit hot under the collar. You know, we actually this year didn't even have to turn on our heat until November because of Amy. You know,
because of all of my anger.
Yeah. And so he looks to Amy after I've told him, no, I'm not causing trouble. No. Fucking shut up, Papa. Okay? I love you.
You know, Crystalia
God,
says you're an
dude.
incel.
Yeah, on Crystalia's podcast when his dogs are... I mean, it's crazy because we can't even hear it in his podcast, but they for sure hear it on here.
Yeah. Sometimes I hear
This
it.
mic picks his bitch ass up. Crystalia shouts, Butters, you're an incel. Butters is his dog. Neil is not an incel. You know, Neil might have gotten it in before Amy brought him home.
He was very young, though. Pathetic boy.
So listen, he looks to Amy after I deny that I'm causing trouble. He looks at Amy and goes, tentative as fuck. Is she causing any trouble?
How would I be causing any trouble if the person I'm with isn't?
And do you remember what I said to him?
No.
Stared at him in his old holes. Just kept going. I just said,
You didn't say anything?
I didn't say a goddamn
That's so
thing.
funny.
And he walked away.
And then I said, we have to get out of here.
Yeah, yeah. Because I felt very in control of the situation, but I knew that it would leave my control if you spoke at all, you know?
True life. I'm married to a psycho.
No. I don't think you're a psycho. I think that he put us in a situation where, like, he wanted us to engage with him being weird to us and saying it was a joke when it's like, hey, bro, explain the joke then. Mm-hmm. What's funny?
Right.
Because, hey, guess what? I'm down to joke around, you know? But you, that's not a joke.
Funny.
You're just being weird, you know?
Yeah. It was very awkward. And it's true. Every time we go in there, he's there no matter what time of day. Like, we've only been there a few times, but...
And he's causing trouble.
Yeah, he's always harassing the baristas and talking to them all the time. That's why I told Pat, like, if I worked here, I would tell him to leave. And then I would get in trouble.
Definitely. And I mean, like...
Which isn't right, but still.
That's how I feel about that motherfucker, you know?
Yeah.
Like, dude, let me tell you something. If there's something wrong with you emotionally, if you are at Starbucks to try to make friends and stuff, that's nice, you know? That's beautiful, even. I think that...
People at my Starbucks do that.
Yeah, and when I was a barista, there were customers that I would consider a friend. That's great.
That's how I met our good friend Zach. That's how I met my husband. He was a barista.
Yeah, but I don't want to be asked if I'm causing trouble by someone who's causing trouble in a very high pitched voice. You know.
As the first thing they say.
Now let's talk about this. You recently you got a new car. Well,
Yeah,
we got a new car, but like because we, you know, I think it's smart for a couple, you know, a couple of two people to have two cars.
Yeah.
Because you got to get around, I got to get around, and the car I drive, it's pretty much fine. You know, there's a few things that I would change about it, but it works, and that is more than I could say about your car. Your car, the truth is, it didn't work at all anymore.
Yeah, because we told a story on the podcast of what happened recently.
No, we didn't.
We didn't?
It was edited out, fully edited out.
All right, so we'll do a shortened version.
Okay.
On our way home from his mom's, probably like a month? No, not a month ago. 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
There was a high tide. The car got ocean waterlogged. It turned into a mermaid, basically.
Yeah.
And so we had to get it towed. And we thought, like, especially being from there and everything, we thought, all right, we'll get it towed to the shop. We'll not do that again, obviously. And it'll get fixed, whatever. Then a couple days later, we get a call that it's totaled. We can't fix it. And it was like shocking news because we didn't even think like that far. We didn't even think that would be like the way that it would go. We just thought we'd get it back and like, oh, whoops, whatever. Because like growing up on that street and stuff, and he and his mom had both driven through high tide before, so we didn't think really twice about it or whatever. So it happened, and we thought we'd be without the Malibu for a couple weeks or maybe a week or something, but turns out we're without it, period.
Yeah. And I'll just add to the story too, because I honestly feel bad that I drove the car through high tide. But I want to give a bit of my thought process here too, okay?
Oh shit, and I forgot to. Go ahead.
I saw the high tide, and it was larger than I thought, and there was a line of cars coming behind me, and I saw cars driving through it. So I flashed back to all the cars I've driven through it. Mm-hmm. Cars that I'd say each and every one were less expensive and more in the lines of a hoopty.
Just older too.
Than your car. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, because it was a nice car.
And the truth was, I mean, no offense to this man. His name is Fernando. He was the lead singer of a band that I was in. I was the screamer of the band Novella Kiss. Mm-hmm. Not to be mistaken with the band Bella Kiss, who I would sometimes tell people I'm in this band. Oh, shit, our video stopped. All right, sorry, guys. For some reason, the video stopped working. So I'll pick up from here. No disrespect to this man. His name is Fernando. We were in a band called Novella Kiss. And I do want to talk about this. When I would tell people that I'm in this band, some, I'm just going to say hipsters, would actually say, no, you're not, because they thought I meant the band Bella Kiss, which was an actual famous band. Now, our band, Novella Kiss, which has now, some members have gone on to be in this actual legit group called Paint the Target. But Novella Kiss, while I thought I was the shit in there, I was the screamer, okay? We would pretty much just do covers, you know. We had one intro song, which was pretty much just guitar, called Bienvenidos, because they, as you can tell from the name, it was 3 Latino men and me, you know, and I was the screamer, and we would sing songs by Senses Fail, The Used, Alkaline Trio, you know. And Fernando one time was driving me home from band practice. I'm just gonna say his car. I mean, Fernando was a nice guy. He's a good-looking guy too. He, a few of my friends were very attracted to him. You know, he had very smooth facial figures. He had kind of the swoop, right? The sexy swoop of that era. Okay.
Suave, you know?
Yeah. He was quite suave. Despite this, he had a real piece of shit of a car, you know. And he was once driving me home, and we rolled on the window as we were driving to see if our fingers could graze the water as we drove through, because the water was so high. And my thought was, you know what? If Fernando's fuckmobile could make it through this, we're gonna be fine. But very soon into the drive through the water, we were not fine.
Yeah. And Pat ended up, before we got it towed, because it stopped like on the road because we were driving.
Yeah.
Pat ended up getting out of the car and like wading in the water, which was like 2.5 feet deep, and pushing the car in the water like 2.5 blocks down the road into the side so we could get it to where it could be towed. So.
And you know what's crazy? I didn't know what you were thinking in your seat as I was pushing, but I'm going to be real with you. As I was pushing, I didn't have a plan. I was just going to push.
All the way home.
Yeah, imagine we get home 3 days later, you know.
Oh my God. Call out of work.
Yeah, you know, I just started pushing because literally the second the car stopped working, Amy said, "What do we do now?" Yeah. And I remember the way I said it. I said, "I don't know." You know, so I got out of the car, and as I was pushing the car, I was going through scenarios in my head of like, okay, how far do I push it? push it to here, and then stop. And then I saw a line of parked cars a few blocks ahead, and that became my end destination.
spot.
Yeah. And I thought, okay, I'll push the car here, and have Amy park it, like steer it to there, and then I'll call her an Uber to get out of here, and I will have the car towed.
Because it was like probably like 7:30, and I was upset too, just because I worked at 4:30 the next morning.
Yeah.
So we had watched TV, and we were planning on going home, and I was gonna get like a few hours of sleep. But then I literally drew a blank. I was like, "Whoa, how am I gonna get home now? Fuck."
Yeah.
So I Ubered home. Then Pat Ubered home eventually, right? No, you drove your mom's car.
Yes.
Because your mom let us use her car, thank God. So we had that for the time being. But then we dealt with the insurance and everything, and they were pretty good about it from what I hear. Geico.
I'd say that they were medium to not great about it as far as the experience,
Okay.
but the overall resolution was good.
Okay. Like the interactions themselves weren't that great?
Yeah, Geico on the phone is great. Geico, when they gave me a gentleman to help me deal with it, that guy, honestly, when I spoke to the corporate Geico, I had to tell him, I was like, I think that the guy that you have working for you, he might not be from Earth. You know, it seems like he's from a different planet just because of
He
the
was so lost.
interactions we had. You know, he
gave you a lot of bad information.
Yeah, he seemed as if someone, like he arrived from his spaceship, saw a guy going to work at Geico, and like touched him, and the guy just falls to like just skin on the ground, and the alien puts on the guy's skin, and then the skin like sucks in, and the bones begin to form
Like a changer.
until he becomes that guy. But he doesn't have the guy's knowledge. He walks into Geico, full fucking alien, had no idea what to do. And he observes some guy who's like already put it in his 2 weeks notice, and he just like watches what this guy does, and then he's like, okay, now I know, I'll help Shand as his first job, you know.
Oh my God.
And that's him.
It was crazy. He made you go to like an office that you didn't even have to go to.
Yeah,
A lot of bullshit. But eventually it worked out, and we went to the car dealership, and we got another car. So hopefully, and I think we'll have finally some decent car luck.
yeah. We got I'm gonna try to say what it is.
Okay.
And you can correct me after I'm done.
Okay.
It is a pitch black, gleaming
Sexy.
Audi. We wait till I have to start over again. Okay.
Go.
The pitch black, gleaming, sexy. I'll say this time, Audi, 2-door. There's what you say, and there's what the older man says. I'm gonna say coupe. Okay.
Oh my God, I don't say that.
It's a coupe. It's a coupe. You know.
Jake.
Yeah.
It's an Audi A5.
It's a motherfucking coupe.
Oh
okay.
my God. I hope that picked that up.
I hope too, because I'm gonna tell you something. That's very gross to do on the podcast. It's probably unheard of to fart on a podcast and have.
At least I can't smell it.
Might pick it up. You can. What? Tell them what it smells like then. Tell them.
It's a very eggy one this time.
I mean, how
Like
prepared in
sulfur.
what way?
Like sulfur. Like probably poached.
Okay, I got the poached egg asshole going on. Okay. Tell you something. I actually
You never told me what you were making for dinner.
Why would I tell you on the podcast?
Well, I asked and then you never told me.
Oh yeah, I dismissed you outright.
Why wouldn't you say it on the podcast?
It's a figgy sirloin steak.
Balsamic?
How'd you know that? Yeah.
Because balsamic always comes after the word figgy with HelloFresh.
That's fact. Okay. Hey, HelloFresh, next time we speak of you, we're getting sponsored, bitch. Okay? We're not doing that free promo anymore for you. You've fucked us
that's
a
right.
few times, you know? What were we talking about before you brought that bullshit up?
The way that you fucking
Oh, the
silence your curses.
yeah, the fart bleep. Okay, so the other day, I can't say who I was in a meeting with. I was in a meeting with people who, if I get a job there, it could be good for my career. It's a place where I want to be. It's a mode of creation that I want to work with. very much. And I mentioned that this is our podcast mic to them and told them about our podcast. And my thought was, man, we're having this super professional meeting. It's just so nice. And I feel like we're connecting, they like my
see
ideas.
you like a certain way.
Yeah, I like what they're saying about what they do. And then they'll watch our podcast and hear me talking about like assholes and what else do I talk about?
Assholes.
That's what I said.
Just like poop.
In fact, I actually just
Embarrassing moments, fights that you have with people, confrontations,
and
Pokemon Go, which isn't embarrassing.
No, that's
but
fine. That's fine.
But I was thinking confrontations that like bring about by Pokemon Go.
Oh yeah, I mean sure,
thing.
yeah. And I ended up in the very next episode right now here, bleeping one of my curses with a fart, and that's wild.
And you do that throughout the day.
Stephen Lightman,
poop.
who is a longtime viewer of ours, writes pooping.
Yep,
Now,
exactly.
Steve, if you have any pooping stories, I swear, I put this on God, dude. If you write in the comments right now a pooping story, I will read it on air. A real, don't give me any bullshit fiction. I want a real Stephen Lightman shit story, dude. I'll read it on air. And this is what I talk about on the podcast. And you know what? The more that you listen, I think the more you'll feel in our mode. This right here, we're open, And
I was going to say he does that throughout the day, not just for the podcast, bleeping his farts.
This is what I do in real life.
Curses.
If I have a curse to say and I have a fart, I'll silence that curse with the flapping together of my anuses,
Oh my God.
And I do want to say this. I'll only mention this because you just gained beautiful redemption. I never edited this podcast. Never. But I never planned on telling the story of the car drowning, but Amy wanted to. And then when we began to tell it, Amy lost interest in the story. So
True life. I'm married to a psycho.
so there was I either had to edit that podcast or it would be the weirdest episode of anything ever. Because we were halfway through the story and Amy was just like, nah, so I had to edit it just so it wasn't weird, But you just achieved beautiful redemption, and if you notice, there were a few times where I could give my perspective. I really held up until you got through the full story, and then I came in,
Yeah, good job.
You're the one who good job, All right, Steve Lightman comments, nope, don't have one, which is such fucking bullshit. Hey, Steve. You got a cornhole, you got a story, okay? He says, do you split this scene when you let it rip? No, dude. Let me tell you something. I'm not a cartoon. I'm a human being with a real asshole, okay?
A cartoon.
I'm a human being with a real life, real tried and true asshole.
This is real science.
Yeah. This right here, my butt hole is science, okay? I don't know what to tell you about that. That's what I got to say. Now... So, talk about your car. Are you happy with the car? I know that you've been shouting out rap lyrics about the car. Personally, me when I was checking. Oh my God!
What the fuck?
Ooh, our live video keeps stopping. For some reason, our live video stopped the fuck again. Okay, I'm pissed. But what the fuck were we talking about a second ago?
My car, our car.
Oh yeah. What about it?
You told me to talk about it.
Oh yeah, about if you're happy or not, anything about the car, yeah. Oh, rap lyrics. I have one more thing to say, and then I was going to transition up to you.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, as I was coming up in the sexual game, when I would experience something new and hear a song, I would go, oh shit, now I can say this with confidence.
Yes.
I can rap along to this.
Exactly.
Actually, we'll get more into this next time because the next time is our 69th episode.
Oh, nice.
It's a very sexual episode we're going to do,
Nice.
So But you now, you've been rapping these lyrics like you're so fucking proud to have an Audi. So let's hear it.
I'm just super excited because, like Pat said, he doesn't really like care much about like what kind of car he drives and stuff. It doesn't matter to him.
Yeah, to me, like a luxury vehicle is a fucking Saturn guy. You know,
He loves Saturn.
I love it. I'll see on the street. Still, since I was 10 years old, I'll go Saturn. Because,
To this day.
because one time I was in a dealership and this guy, this salesman was trying to sell my grandma a Saturn. And his method of sales, he was talking about how adorable the car is. This motherfucker took a bat to the car like the Joker. And he goes, brah, hits the car. Nothing happens. The car's fine. I'm spitting all over. I'm so excited. That changed my life about cars. Ever since then, I would see it Saturn on the street. And I'll picture that wild man with that bat.
You'd want to hit it with a bat.
Yeah, but that's Saturn, and that ended up being my first car too, because my grandma passed, and I inherited that car. You know, like a fucking
Still,
like the Royal Line. So, but you are more
Saturn
of a car
has
person.
like sentimental value to you too.
Yeah, but you're more of like you like the way a car looks, and you feel like that design stuff.
Yeah, because I'm not a safe driver or a race car driver by any means at all. I'm so far from that.
Wait a second, you said before race car driver, you said safe.
No, like I'm not like safe enough to be a race car driver. Like I don't know any like technique. I don't know anything about like the inside really of the car, and I learn about the insides in order to be able to be like satisfied with my decision in buying a car that I think looks cool.
Yeah.
So like I don't call myself like a car hobbyist, but I just really like the way some cars look.
Yeah.
And so I really like Corvettes and stuff, but those are obviously like big time cars. So then I really liked Camaros and muscle cars, Dodges, Dodge Challengers, and then even Dodge Chargers, which is a bit different than the Challenger. But then I did a little bit of research and I learned that basically all those cars have like, you know, rear wheel drive, which means, you know, there's pros and cons to it, but one of the cons that's like all around is that it's not good with like snowy weather.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, I can't get anything that I think looks cool and feel confident that I have a safe car for the winter time here.
Yeah.
So I was looking online, and in the same like section as those kinds of cars was this cute little Audi, which I didn't even think about Audi before because I was super into Chevy and even Dodge for whatever reason. So when I saw this one in the line, it was by itself. It was the only Audi. And I saw the pictures of it. And I was like, I'm going to go check it out. So we took his mom and we went to the lot. And even when I got there, still, I was sad because I saw all of the, like, Camaros and stuff. And I was like, damn, those are cool looking. Like, I wish I could drive that, you know, because they look like Batmobiles. So they're very cool to me. And I wanted a black one. So... But then we drove in the Audi, and it was very nice. The inside is super pretty. There's, like, no scratches at all on the inside. It's, like, brown leather.
And it was the first car that we...
Yeah, it was the first one we drove. And it was the only one that I looked at in that area because I knew it was the only one that we would, like, that was, like, possible to get, you know?
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'd look at, like, different kinds of stuff. And then after we drove that one, we did look at another Chevy. And it was an Impala, which is bigger than the one I used to have that was totaled, the Malibu. And it was a beautiful car, but I just felt like too old in it, I guess. Yeah. And I wanted to have like I guess just something more different because it was so similar than what we had before. So I chose the Audi. And then as soon as I chose it and we picked it out and everything, I immediately like fell even deeper in love because I was like, it's the only one that's like this. Yeah. It's the only one I can find online that has this color scheme on the inside. It's very unique, you know. It has really good mileage. It's either, you know, front wheel or all-wheel drive, but both, I don't remember right now, but both of them are better than the other one for like wintertime weather and stuff. And I really just don't want to be like assed out in the snow just because I wanted a certain looking car.
Oh, of course. And like you said that you aren't like a hobbyist, but you do know a lot of things about these cars. You did your research. Like you, honestly, me, you know my preference as far as cars go. Really all I want is the car to drive and to be safe, you know? But you are, you know, you're into the aesthetics of it as well. Like you, when you drive a car, you get a feeling out of it. And the feeling that you had when driving the Audi, you feel cool, you know, it boosts your confidence. It's a car that you prefer. Whereas driving the fuck was it? The Impala, right? You felt kind of like an oldie but goodie in that bitch. You know, you felt like you should be listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire. When really, in the Audi, you felt...
Like my chick.
Exactly, yeah. Which actually now is an oldie but goodie, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, no. So, I don't have that feeling. So, I didn't care what car we got. As long as you were happy, you know? And, like, looking at it now, it's a nice car, one. And two, in my head... I think that you have the propensity in you to go for a douchier car. So I'm just grateful that you didn't, you know? Like aesthetically, you know? Because like sometimes...
Yeah, I'll show him a picture sometimes and he's like, are you serious? He's like, are you on the Jersey Shore?
Yeah, like sometimes I'll see a car and like while a lot of people will think, oh man, that car is fucking so dope. I'll think whoever drives this is... unquestionably a fucking asshole. Because why? You know, like to me, a Saturn is about as drastic as you can get.
I like that about the Audi though too. I do like how sleek it is because you kind of have to like look twice at it to be like, oh damn, that's a nice car.
Yeah.
It's very sleek. It doesn't have any like sharp edges or anything like that. It's mad nice. I already got a compliment at work on it literally the day after we got it.
Oh yeah.
From that lady, and I just felt so good. I was like, because right now it's very clean because it's like the cleanest car in every parking lot because it was just cleaned and detailed.
Yeah. So
we just picked it up, so it's mad shiny and stuff. So not everyone, but people who look will be like, oh wow, that's a clean, nice car. They
Definitely.
think that. Imagine I want to keep it clean, but. I know we will, but right now it even smells new, you know, which is super nice. I love that feeling. I haven't left one piece of trash in it yet at all. Like I had a straw wrapper the other day on my lunch, and then I was like rolling it up like I do, and then I was like, no, and I put it in my pocket.
No, yeah, I think that we gotta be careful about that because we have a tendency to kind of like leave things places.
Because we're always kind of on the go, you know. Yeah. So especially with the conventions and stuff. But
I don't want to do that, you know.
With this car, there's like less space for that even.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a 2-door, which small. I've never had a 2-door before. You know?
Me either. And I noticed like now that we have one, like I'm just like very obsessive. So now I'm just driving and I'll be like, damn, every single car has 4 doors except mine.
Yeah. And you feel good about it.
Yeah, I just like to be unique.
That's cool.
But it has 4 seats, and the seats are pretty spacious. Like, we could fit 4 people in there, 4 adults.
I'd say 3 adults and, like, 1 adult the size of my mom, probably. You know?
Yeah.
My mom, I posted a picture of her and our cat, Neil. And, listen, Neil's a big cat. You could see it in the video. He's a big cat. But the reaction on social media was crazy. People were like, I didn't know he was so big. And I didn't want to like put her business out there, but the truth is, what if my mom is that small? You know? And by the way, she has actually
she's petite, yeah.
She's agreed to be on the podcast. So I would like to have episode 70 be the one with her on it. We have a comment in the live stream from Rahil Mosen who says, "Hey guys, sending lots of love from India.
Hello.
Hey India, what's up?" You know,
that's cool.
That's awesome. That's someone across the entire world.
Oh yeah.
Millions of miles away. I don't know if that's true. It's probably not
Might
true.
Be.
Millions is probably off the fucking planet. You know.
Yeah.
But who knows the real
know
structure?
Numbers, you know?
I'm not a scientist. I don't know the structure of the planet. Right. You might have to call Chris Halton for this one.
Oh god.
But yeah, love to you from fucking New York.
Oh god.
Now. I was gonna talk about this today, but I don't know. I feel like maybe this should be in episode 69 because it's about a fetish.
Oh.
I saw this post the other day that was egregious. It was a foot fetish post.
Oh my god.
Dedicated to 9/11, and I think we should talk about it next time though.
Okay, that's fine. Is it that lady I showed you?
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
I think we probably won't say her name because I don't want anyone to like make fun of her.
Yeah, she probably gets.
Damn.
Well, she gets a lot of fucking love online. Actually, I don't know what the ratio is of like fans to harassment, but
Yeah, I mean, people love feet. Like if I'm gonna have a sexual fantasy, I gotta say those fucking PAs. That's like the last thing I think about.
yeah,
I mean, like, here's how far I'll go.
those physician's assistants. Just kidding.
I would never think about having intercourse with an armpit. Okay?
People do that.
Yeah. I wouldn't ever think that. I would probably think it before the feet. Because, like, as far as, like, sexual organs or things that guys are into looking at or any type of, like, softness, to me, the feet couldn't be physically further away. Especially Amy. She's a very tall woman, you know? She's really stretched out. So those feet are in a different world than, than the rest of her.
My feet are large.
Like, have you ever thought about, like, fucking some feet?
No.
I wonder, that's crazy. Maybe that is a male-only fetish. Because what would a woman do?
Stick a foot up her fishing.
Ah, come on, though. It's too much.
That's not sanitary.
That's
You'd have
so
to put,
much
like,
too
a
much.
Foot condom on it.
We gotta get that fondant, you know?
Fondant?
Yeah.
Bringing
Damn,
that shit
yeah.
around.
Fuck, yeah. I mean, fuck some feet? If you offered me that, like, say we hadn't had sex in, like, 2 months. I'm starved, okay? One night, you get in the bed, and you're like, hey, come here. I'm gonna give you some fussy, you know?
Oh.
And I'm like, what does that mean? And you just, like, wiggle your toes. I might sleep on the couch that night. You know? I'm not into that at all.
That's hilarious.
Because, like, I mean, people might say it's kink shaming, but personally, I'm not shaming. I just don't get it. Like, it's not something that I'm into. And this one post that we saw was just so fucking funny because so many people are into it, and it's just, it's kind of interesting just to see the different flavors out there.
Totally.
I'm not talking about flavors of feet. You know, to me, a foot has one flavor, and that flavor is fucking no. Okay. And we have a follow-up comment here from Rahil who says, it's 4 a.m. here. Fighting insomnia right now and fighting insomnia. Oh, okay. Man, you're doubling up on one thing. That's respectable.
Yeah.
And I'm finally glad I made it to your show. Hey,
Hey.
Thanks for watching, you know. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to you. Shout out to India. Whether you be 10,000 miles away, whether you be 1,000,000 miles away, which I don't think that's a thing, but hey, one love, you know what I mean?
Totes.
And hey, if any of you guys are into feet, you know, fucking those PAs, don't take any offense to what I'm saying. Just know that when it comes down to it, you can be into whatever you want. I just personally, I don't know about you, but I choose different body parts to interact with.
Right. Same.
Okay. Anything else to add?
I don't think so. I hope that you guys weren't too annoyed by the stopping and starting of the video. Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry to the live stream. For those who watch on YouTube, I'll definitely make sure that you either don't know about it at all or it's been fixed and you can only see my anger about it, okay?
Yeah. But yeah, I think that was good. Thank you guys for coming.
Oh, yeah. And I'm sure that all of the foot models, thank you guys for coming as well. And just know that...
all you car enthusiasts.
Yeah, all you car enthusiasts. Speaking of coming, by the
All
way.
you fart bleepers.
I think there's only one, dude, you know?
It has to be, yeah.
Amy's car, it's push to start. There's no key, you know? But there is a slot for the key
Look at my stupid face.
I mean, am I tripping to say that the slot to charge the key is openly sexual?
It's definitely sexual.
It is.
I'm gonna take a video of it, and you can put it in episode 69.
Yeah. Yeah, come back next episode. You know, and maybe just if you're one of those.
Even we were making jokes with the car salesman about it. Remember?
Yeah, I mean, like to me, there's no other way to think about it.
You gotta put it in nice and gentle.
Yeah.
That guy's funny.
Yeah, he's cool. Yeah. He I was talking to him about coming down to Port Jeff to play Pokemon.
Yeah, because he plays Pokemon Go and stuff.
I told him I'll trade him a shiny Pokemon to have a discount on the car.
Yeah.
You know, little did he know, I would have given him one of those double up community day hitters. You know, for anyone who knows what that means. Yeah.
One man's trash.
It's true. Listen, thanks for watching. Speaking of PAs, my PAs are fucking barking, dude. I'm tired.
Dude, my feet. When you were talking about feet flavors, and there's only one.
Only one.
My feet flavor is not that right now. It's actually cold brew iced coffee because like 5 gallons of it spilled all over my fucking feet today at the end of my shift.
And you know what's crazy? Some guys out there would love to hear that story. They would think that that's a very sexy story. To hear about the waves of cold, velvety coffee cascading between those toes, okay?
Ew.
Disgusting to me, but hey.
I was so pissed.
Let me tell you something. If you like my wife's coffee-flavored feet, you know what? Again, no hatred. Don't get you! But my love to you as you deal with this and you find someone who can...
deal with this?
Yeah, fulfill your lower desires.
It doesn't have to be something they deal with, true. There's a community for that.
It's pretty big, huh?
Yeah. So, you're missing out.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Space between.